The oldest person mentioned in the Bible was Methuselah, who lived for 969 years until the Great Flood destroyed everything known to man up to that time. Methuselah was the eighth and the last pre-flood patriarch, as the Bible says. He was the son of Enoch, father of Lamech, and grandfather of Noah. In the biblical texts, it is said that Enoch was 65 years old when he begat Methuselah. He then lived to be 365 years old. Methuselah fathered his first son Lamech at the age of 187 and died at the age of 969. Can we believe that this is true, or was it perhaps a mistake in the calculation of the years? At least that's what some scholars say. In any case, it's very unlikely that this is a mistake, since it is exactly these dates that could be found in other texts that do not belong to the Bible. It matches the Masoretic text, which is the Hebrew version of the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible. There he begot Lamech at the age of 187 and died at the age of 969 when the flood came. In the Greek Old Testament, the Septuagint, it is also written that Methuselah lived so long. The only difference to the other works is that he died 6 years before the Great Flood. Methuselah is also mentioned in the manuscripts of the Dead Sea. There's a possibility that there may be a few differences from text to text, but everyone agrees that he lived extremely long. The Palermo stone is a black diorite slab, a fragment of the Royal Annals stele, which contained the list of kings' names from the 1st to the 5th dynasty. The stele was probably originally about 2 meters long and 140 centimeters wide, and belongs to one of the most important Egyptian manuscripts. The pre-dynastic rulers of ancient Egypt, who ruled in the land of the pharaohs for hundreds of years before the first human pharaoh Narnar finally arrived, are written on it. The inscribed stone is in the Archaeological Museum of Palermo in Sicily, hence its name. Further parts of the stele can be found in the Egyptian museums in Cairo and in the Petra Museum in London. This list, which is in some parts incomplete and in other parts without information about the duration of the reign, should have originated approximately between 2446 and 2426 BC. This hieroglyphic document contains a total of 120 kings who ruled before the ancient Egyptians officially existed as a civilization. Strangely enough, the names of the mythical gods and demigods also appear in the royal Egyptian genealogies. The similarities between the Palermo stone, the King Papyrus of Turin, and the lists of Sumerian kings are incredible, as all three mention a time when these so-called gods or possibly non-human beings came to Earth and ruled for hundreds or even thousands of years. On the other hand, the Weld-Bundell prism lists not only the pharaohs, but also the gods who ruled the earth. It also says that the gods ruled before the flood, and only after that the pharaohs ruled. In the past, the planet was ruled for millennia by mysterious kings who supposedly descended from heaven. In the Weld-Bundell prism you can read the following. After the kingdom descended from heaven, the kingdom was in Eridu. In Eridu, Alulim became king. The Sumerian list of kings describes 8 kings who ruled the earth for a total of 241,200 years until the time of the Great Flood. After the Great Catastrophe, the rulers descended again from heaven. This list also contains information about Methuselah. Were Methuselah, his father Enoch, his son Lamech, and his son-grandson non-human beings, or even descendants of those Sumerian gods who ruled the earth? Who knows if they don't still rule today?